streaming was the correct button. Let's see. Roll the dice. We're in there. Once again, the Build and Destroy show has continued this streak. We're going to start you off with some visualizations today. Just a short clip of Relo.
A black man ain't got no place in the armed forces. Running out of space, opposite the star's orbit. Gentrified the whole hood, now we can't afford it. Ain't what the billboard says, but what it stands for. Time to buy our own land and build a damn fortress. When the highway jams, ride motorcycles and horses. You can't depend on Uncle Sam or none of the homies. So knowing how to grow your own vegetables for nourishment's of utmost importance. Cutthroats roam with guns clutched, avoid them. Focus on the homestead instead of the street. Past where the sidewalk is, no Shell Silverstein, just streams and creeks. I know it's hard to see the forest for the trees through digital screen, wide angle. When you're fighting for your freedom and your lives at stake, my kids look me in the eyes and say,
look, many mistakes AWOL did. The ones I didn't, my 5 kids. I pray for you, eat your vegetables. Peer pressure a bitch, don't let them press you. I was sitting in correctional facilities, on my knees, Lord, please. Look over my babies, the world's shady. Can't help them, I'm locked up, shit's crazy.
A black man ain't got no place.
Oh, there it goes. Hold on. I got pop-ups popping up. Let me move you guys over here. Come on. All right, our next track, we're just going to go with it. Go right into it without playing another track. We got plenty of songs for the middle point. We'll jump right in. Hello.
What's up? My brethrens, my friends, my brothers.
Technical difficulties never cease, never cease.
It's part of the fun, the shenanigans.
No, it's not. It's never fun.
No, it's not.
It's alive.
Well, what does Build and Destroy News TikTok look like? Did it experience a hardcore, were you under pressure of life and death because you were not able to post a story, a local story on the Build and Destroy News page?
Sure. I'll as the so far the main newscaster for the channel, our news channel on TikTok, I did fortunately have backlogged, not cause of this, but as I made videos, I saved them all to my phone and cloud and stuff. So that was kind of nice knowing that at least evidence of the work and the knowledge and the research that we had amassed and accumulated and put out and was saved and, could be put back out on another platform or any way. So I wasn't too worried. Chandra was like, you should go through and, screenshot some of the cool comments and things like that. But just the thought of going back and trying to look at every video and choose big comments, it just seemed overwhelming to me. So I didn't bother that. And then it did go out last night. I checked it. But then when it was out, I was just like, man, Trump's going to bring it back and going to try to show ass as a hero and all of this stuff. And then sure enough, today I went on and there was a little message and it was like, thanks to Trump, TikTok has been restored. And yeah, that shit seemed to be working like normal. So yeah, but if nothing else, they showed they got the little kill switch. But deep down, I was relieved to not have to check an extra social media. I mean, I wasn't gonna get on a new platform unless some other case was unless we had a thing to cover, you know? So, you know me, I was just like, okay, cool, something less I got to do on my phone, another chance to do something more real. But it did make me think like how if there was a lot of people last night that realized shit, they don't have any real friends, or what they thought was a social life was a social media life, and that's not the same as, you know,
Yeah.
you got something to share. Can you go share it in the real world? Can you go to an open mic? Can you make a zine? Can you make a pamphlet? Can you post an article? Can you print up an article and pass them around? Can you poster in the community? You know, what can you do if they were to take that away from you? Could you? Is that going to make you be silent? Do you got more? Do you got more tools under your belt to express yourself than this platform? So I don't know. That's just kind of some thoughts I had.
I like that. That's definitely a direct, like, and I think that applies specifically to, yeah, people having, who think they have, are doing action and are doing work online, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It, I think there is a good batch of folks that really look at themselves like almost a celebrity, like TikTok, like, this is my own little TV show, and I get paid from it. And then the more that I on my TV show live a certain lifestyle, I get more money for it, but I have to, well, not I have to, I do. Folks be spending that money up so quick when they get the money. And it's like, I don't know.
True.
It's not, and those are the folks that they're documenting a fantasy lifestyle. Like it is a TV show. So I don't feel sorry for you playing that role. You're playing the role of a person that is documenting their life on getting money through being a famous TikToker. Like they call themselves influencers, literally. They're an influencer. Of what? What are you influencing people to do? But to waste their time, you're just another person as they scroll through their TikTok that they see. Like,
Yeah, that's if they influence, they bad influence.
yeah, I just thought it was weird seeing all the people post on other social medias while that 12-hour point, or even before it went down, people doing what they called their last TikTok dance, and
Mm-hmm.
it was,
You know, it gave me
so
vibes of like the whole thing, the whole countdown to the ban, and then the ban taking place just for one night, and then it coming back the next day. It seems so WWE to me, just such a manufactured scenario for everybody to just sort of hoot and holler at home and stuff. And it just seems more and more that you know, a lot of these sort of at least that it seems like a lot of these issues are just real political theater, and it's just getting more and more blatant, sort of, and more Vegasy, less nuanced, more ridiculous.
Well, this is America. We're all about
Right, and
go.
it's just
We go
the
big.
mask is
You
it's
gotta
just
go
showing its
big.
ass. It just shows its ass. It's almost meta, at this point. It's almost America, a caricature of of America. That,
Simulacrum mirror.
if in the I was thinking about it from the, you got Biden, who is the oldest man in the world, or the oldest president ever, and he's leaving office, and the literal last thing he does is sort of basically waves his fist and says, like, get off my lawn. It is, you have an old person banning a young person's thing. And how could you not know how that is going to make you look so old and crotchety and controlling? Like, who is running the Democratic Party? The mistakes that they make. Whether Trump was the first person to initiate the ban that long ago, and then it worked its way to the Supreme Court, and then they withhold it, so then Biden signs it. I don't care if that's the timeline or not. The fact that they're not cognizant of what it will make them look like, and how do they not know that the next fucking day Trump is gonna bring that shit back and look like the hero? It seems so much that they're working together in tandem for this desired outcome. I don't, it makes me feel crazy.
Well, what do you have to say, man?
No, I feel like Josh. I feel like it's an episode of Black Mirror.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously I don't change how I move through the matrix, but I've identified long ago that it is one of those, and is basically don't let the machine eat you up. Like, we learn how to use these tools, and we use them to manipulate things for our cause, but we try to make sure that we have good intentions with these tools and these instruments. And like I said, just because you're an influencer, that doesn't always have a good undercurrent with it. You could be a bad influence too. So just, that's all we can control at this point, is the energy that we put into the matrix, because it is going to keep matrixing, but I guess we can control, our input and our output.
100%. Hey.
Facts.
My thoughts is just the same with you guys. But I feel like this. I feel like we're back. Well, I feel like how I felt when the COV ID kicked off a whole campaign, and how they was telling people what to do, and things was moving real fast. I feel that kind of feeling right now. I don't know. Like, things are moving extra fast, and it just seems like we're in. I ain't really actually watched Black Mirror, so I can't really comment on that and give that as a reference point personally. But yeah, it's like an episode of the Twilight Zone. I could say that.
Same.
So.
Yeah, the series had no sequential order to it. The thing was, every episode was it was just loading a different level of the matrix for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what made people really bond to that show, is that show was feeling real similar. It was more than just an entertainment show. Like, people were just like how we break down albums and stuff, there's breakdowns of that show, and people try to find synchronicities. Just, our brain is made that way, where we try to look for these synchronicities between things, try to thread these things together, because that's the whole art imitate life kind of thing. Like we're feeding it and then it's spitting it back out to us.
No, I feel all that. Like
Um,
it's. I think that can be a good thing and a bad thing. It's just really what what are we feeding into it, and then also what are we giving our kids before we allow them to use a tool. It's like, at what point do you let your kid use a weed eater or something, or clippers to to cut their hair? You really never let your kids cut their own hair. You know, that's just not something you do. So it's like certain tools you really don't just give someone so early. And I think it's just helped a whole generation of parents pacify their kids in an easy way and not deal with their kids.
Yeah.
So then their kids don't know how to deal with nobody because their parents didn't teach them proper personal etiquette and you know, group dynamics and all of the other sorts of things that you learn just from being engaged with someone in the physical realm, not spending your whole life watching whatever the new, you know, Nick Jr. show is that these kids be addicted on. That shit's never gonna change. There's always gonna be people that create shows for kids because that is a direct demographic. Now they know all these kids are having these tablets. Is that, at what point do the parents stop giving the kids the tablet until a certain time?
Yeah.
Maximum recording time. Okay. Thank you. What was your other topic that you had?
I didn't want to really talk about the anti-Semitism stuff either, but I did want to talk about the just the whole defamation aspect of the case with Drake and stuff, and just thinking about the future. And if, to me, shit like that's gonna be fucking up battle rap. You know, these little sectors within the culture where like battle rap is a defamation sport. And
Huh.
I'm at that point, it's like just because you can do something doesn't mean you should every time, you know.
Yeah.
This was the case, you know, a lot of these artists in the past could have brought defamation suits on old ass tracks that were saying way worse things. So I'm at that point, like, how dare you try to threaten the integrity of our sport off of hurt feelings? Because I get the pedo shit was disrespectful, but I've heard way more gritty battle tracks, and I've heard people take bars to the face that was way more disrespectful, and they took it as the sport. And there was a way that they separated that, and I just hope this shit don't muddy up, you know, battle rap. And I hope it doesn't get all clean like how this comedy is getting real clean, because now everybody's scared.
I like that. I like that.
I want my battle rap raw, like I want my comedy. I want those two things raw as can be.
Isn't Drake not even, the defamation isn't even for the pedo stuff, right? Like,
well, it's just
he's mad, weird too.
He's mad that the label boosted the song that perpetuated that as an idea.
Yeah.
So coming from that idea, like you're planting that seed in the masses' minds that I could even be one of those. It's like 60 or 70 pages, this whole case, and it's riddled with, there's stuff coming at stuff that we do, like content creation right now.
That's the part that I did see.
Yeah,
I didn't like that shit. That
just him being a
they
topic
actually
on your
named out
shit.
motherfuckers that were just, how you gonna
Yeah,
call out Kai Cenat for promoting the song when you asked him to promote your shit and he did?
yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. And in your song, you was talking shit. You was defaming. What are we talking about right now? Like,
It's like Sharpie, like a Sharpie on toilet paper. Like you make that dot and that ink starts bleeding. This shit done bled into so much more messy things that I'm just like, why'd you even start this can of worms, man?
Yeah. It's funny because he really, the thing that, you know, he that people were claiming about him, that he's not really with the culture, and you know, he's not like us, and he's gonna run and tell and tattle and cry and bemoan and sue, and he is. It's just like how those 2 weeks ago where we were talking about the freestyle, and he's saying weird family things. That's a thing people don't like about you, and people don't like him suing when he lost, and he's still doing it.
he's not reading the room correctly. You had plenty of time
Yeah.
to absorb
He's really
the
bad at
internet.
that.
You had plenty of time to absorb the internet overall reaction from the crowd, like from just the judgment of the battle to the first hints of you. So you put out releases that you were planning to do the lawsuit, and people were hella mad. Now you actually go through with it, and you name more people that didn't have shit to do with it, and it's like, you could have you had time to pull it back. You
And
had
I know,
time.
yeah. And like I have, I mean, yeah, and there's things I know we don't want to, I mean, you guys, the things he's just complaining about too are what, I mean, you know, are what a rich spoiled Jew would complain about.
You can speak to that.
I can speak to that.
Okay,
you
no
know?
one else. We can just laugh.
Yeah. So, you know, when he's like, I read in that lawsuit how he's mad at the record company because they played that song, Kendrick's song, and Kendrick is saying that when or Drake's saying when Kendrick says you're you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer, that is Kendrick calling him Jew. And Kendrick, and Drake's trying to say that, you know, that's anti-Semitic. And, you know, I can say as a Jew, I see Jews do that. Trump up some, no pun intended. Royal up some
colonizer
fake.
can be any term. I mean, colonizer means someone that comes over and takes over and makes a colony in your area. And he does go into specific reference point after that and names out all the people that he utilized.
Yeah. But, you know, that's a punk move. Like, that's not what anti-Semitism is.
I'm saying that's a long stretch anyway to try to stretch that into a. He said, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer. Then goes into how you utilized each and different person for a different reason. Like, I don't, and I can say this from an outside perspective. I have never heard none of them songs. I don't know. I don't listen to Drake. I heard probably 3 big Drake songs besides the battle stuff. I listened to the battle stuff. So that I didn't have like a big reference point for Drake from that point. And so all the people he called out, Future and all these people, I ain't never listened to no Future music. I don't know. I don't even know what those songs sound like. That doesn't matter to me. But he's saying it specifically, and the crowd absorbed it and took it. So I just have to go with what the crowd thinks on that.
I think it's even worse. Like I think last week, I think last week I might have said the only way for Drake to come back is to like, you know, let his hair come grow out gray and come back with some glasses and try to make some mature rap. And I honestly think he can't even do that anymore. I think for this week, like he could only come back as maybe try to be an actor again, like in some, a serious actor or
he
something.
He should have did that from the jump.
Shouts to Doom, aka Victor Vaughn. I remember on that Victor Vaughn album, he said, they don't really want to battle. All they want to do is get mad and go tattle. I don't think
yeah.
I think Drake loves the idea of rapping in the sport, but I don't think he ever wanted any of this, yo. I don't think he thought it was gonna bleed into this kind of ink stain on his career and on his. This is like a subconscious thing. So every time he grabs the pen, there's like this subconscious influence hanging behind you now. So it's like it's something you can't even really rinse off. So you gotta just wear that ding in the armor now. I mean, you could use it as a battle scar if you survive and get it popping again, or you could use it as, damn, that's the wound that killed him. But he could choose that right now if he smartens up and gets out of the corny stuff.
You know what? That was the best suggestion. I didn't even think about that. Like he was an actor. Like I'd have did that. If I was Drake and that big, I'd have probably went back to getting into an acting gig a long time ago. You could have acted.
Hey,
come on, you could have played it. You could have played a character. Sitcom. You said what?
He needs to be the next somebody's dad. Somebody's like he needs to be a 40-year-old somebody's dad in the next Disney sitcom or something.
No,
like
that's what you don't do. Because now you're going down the wrong road. Oh, you do want to be around the kids now.
Oh, true. Yeah, he should be some independent movies or something for a minute.
No, he should have just took like you said, just one or two good roles that people would have saw him as something different. Like, oh man, I forgot. And make people remember that you were an actor. And I don't know how good of an actor he was. I mean, I never watched Degrassi. So, but
I told Trish I don't even listen to Drake there's like a couple of recent ones that he did where I could actually listen to him. He's spitting, like he is rapping. But I told Trish, I was like, yo, he needs one of those ones just for his own self-esteem. He needs to get on that like grizzly, like cannabis voice. Like I want him to get angry for just a minute or two and just see what that feels like for him when he's done. We all play with cadences and rhymes, and that's the only tone I haven't heard him hit as an artist. And I just want to see him go full gas. Like a lot of his rhymes had good sting, but the tone took away from it. So I'm like, just get out of that conversation-based tone or like the diary tone.
Yeah.
Get angry and aggressive real fast, and just when it's done, see what that feels like. Sometimes that shit, it feels different, man, when you just do a Busta Rhymes take every now and again.
Yeah. Or just try to make some good hip hop. Like you say, he's never supposedly he's a fan of real hip hop. Like supposedly, you know, he loves people like MF Doom and stuff like that. So, but he never leans into that style. He stays heavy with the pop raps, or like the sort of like a pop trap future thing, or he'll even do like a soca album or that house album,
Uh,
or he'll do an R&B album. But yeah, he's never leaned into just a boom bapish or a traditional sounding hip hop album. He doesn't do that, and he should.
I just, yeah, like I want him in the proverbial sense, like scream in the pillow. Like I know there's anger there. You want to get that shit out. Just as a human, you're probably pissed. Like let out that scream, get it out.
Or instead of when you're making hip hop, instead of trying to be cool, try to be clever or dope, or just tap into a different vein of yourself. And so you're not even worried about competition or trying to look cool. Like get a primo beat and just rap for the fun of rapping.
Yeah.
Even if that cadence is his cadence, he could still just sort of not come at it from the viewpoint of I'm cool. I need to protect myself. I'm so cool. I need to protect my cool. I need to protect my cool. Like
yeah. I agree.
He never has fun. He never has fun rapping.
No, that shit's like having blinders on.
You never hear him having fun. You never hear him really just like appreciating a dope beat. He's always in his head. He's always upset about something. His feelings are always sad.
Yeah. You got people looking up to Doechii and championing her, and she's having fun and making fart sounds and shit on the record. Like,
yeah.
But we can tell when you're having fun, and when you're having fun, we have fun too as the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's why Drake's not popping right now. Like the vibe that he's sending the crowd, we can't reverberate that back.
Yeah, he's been real unfun for like 3 years now.
It's like, yeah, we can't ping pong that back. You gotta throw us that energy, and then we'll return. And yeah, there's a lack of fun right now. And he's like Eeyore with the cloud over his head right now. Rain cloud.
Hey, we know about those.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming at it from a spiritual sense. Like, luckily we got rap as the vessel, but you got to get these guttural, primal, basically wherever his stress is sitting at in his body, you got to get that chakra clear, man. And whatever you do to get that done, that's what you got to be doing right now. He's got to do that work, that soul work, and that chakra work, because there's a blockage.
He should have come back with some videos of him like in the gym or just something like that. Like,
yeah, because those Reiki people, they could be like, yo, you're all kind of fucked up right now, and you don't even know it, but I see it just on you. And we're intuitive as a people. We can see it on him without even having that Reiki practice. But he's bruised more than just visually. He need to go on an ayahuasca retreat. Something like that. Some bufu. He need to hit his second life now and have his little rebirth.
Shit, I mean, what is he, like 38?
I think so.
He's pushing 40.
Yeah, it's prime time for that.
Shoot, that's what I'm trying to start up. The reboot.
Or he can
put
carry
the new
his
floppy disk in.
Hey.
We gotta put in a new floppy disk. This is a whole new program. And you gotta learn that new program. Some shit that you never even, used before.
Yeah, the patch updates.
Well, yeah, that's all I got on that. on that sorriness.
That's all right. That's all right. We're right at the perfect timing for a good intermission break. We got a good almost 10 minutes exact music lined up. And someone's watching, but they ain't chatting. So that means it's a good time to play this music and put on the Build and Destroy logo for 10 minutes. We're going to start with this joint from Product of the Outrage. It is track number 8, The Baddest. It is primarily a solo track from Pesha Rise with some additional vocals added in.
She ain't a rapper, but she gets mad like a rapper. Ain't you mad? They playing us cheap, and I want my money.
My heroes are wounded, falling from grace, face planted, faith waste. Telling me to believe in something I can't hear, feel, or taste. Just cause we got scars don't mean we can't think for ours. Our bars are better, fight wars with letters, mop floors being clever. Your perfect heroes won't ever. Ours no struggle and pain forever, through every endeavor. You think that we're broken, you think that we're weak, but to us you have no value to speak. Perfection your weakness, we see through, you're not deep. Trials made us strong, the strongest. Tribulations made us bond, the fondest. Wounded heroes of the world, radically honest. Always fought hard, maybe the hardest. Wallets may be slim, but souls are the fattest. Cause we're not just bad, we're the baddest. 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 Bad, we're the 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 baddest. Bad, we're the baddest. Bad, we're the baddest. Bad, we're the baddest.
Yeah, those are manual chops right there.
Trials made us strong, the strongest. Tribulations made us bond, the fondest. Wounded heroes of the world, radically honest. Always fought hard, maybe the hardest. Wallets may be slim, but souls are the fattest. Cause we're not just bad, we're the baddest. Cause we're not just bad, we're the baddest. 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 Bad, we're the baddest. Bad, we're the baddest.
Manual choppy chops.
Manual chop.
On the E-Tree slapper, I'm pretty sure this is. Pretty sure.
What I be trying to do is a manual chop.
Okay, oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he added that shit at the end. Little cymbal hits. Oh, from the first joint. This one is produced by. Who's this produced by?
Everyone that got the stove open, hoping hard times make my venom more potent.
Oh yes, this one is a Sir Dolly production as well.
In the morning I'm stressing, going skiing to alleviate depression. The pressure so intense, need some relief to cure the headache. The blessing came when I start getting my shit together. The after school special brought my clique together. We mash, research, strategize, execute, build and destroy. Period, point, decimal, gentrification to a candidate for election. Kept housing in hilltop sub area section 2.
understand where we been, huh? Look, if I wanna say fuck the police, I can say that. Some gon' disagree, others gon' stand and clap. If I say let's make the hood a better place, some gonna love it and others gonna hate. If I say look, they killing our kids, some gonna turn their heads, others wanna see them live. If I say we bout to march on this concrete, some gonna move their feet, others gon' stay sleep. If I say I'm having a drink on the curb, some gonna frown, the others gonna blaze up. If I say fuck Donald Trump, some gonna snitch, others gonna fist pump. If I say hilltop is life, some gonna throw gang signs, others wanna make it white. If I say BAD is the truth, nobody can say shit, cause here's the fucking proof, nigga.
Hey,
all in your face.
Go AWOL, go AWOL. Okay. Tree comes out the cave.
Can't asking where we been as my beat machine lights up. We still fighting for our rifles. Cadences pop like rifles. Also reaching out to the idol ghost approaching nightfall. Spiritual warfare, tension in the air. Singing the night calls out a lullaby to bright-eyed bushy tail worm catchers. I've been toiling in the midnight oil flicker, learning better, curving all these trolling critters with written futures, building computers, disappointing my human friends. Cause I've been in the wind on the run, scoring like an all-points bulletin. Skeptics say I'm full of phlegm, not aware I'm anti-Motrin. So sick with it, ankle length, Dark Martin when we kicking shit. Crops from the doc's garden, filling up the switch. We split like profits and proceeds, stretch amongst the fan. Catch me in the Wells Fargo doing the shmoney dance. When it was landing my cargoes, we did the running man. Arrivederci, Pete, we see you in the promised land. Time change, motherfucker, like daylight savings. Keep our celly in the microwave, ducking the agents.
For the intermission is
and yo, when I put my foot on your neck, I'm gonna keep it there. Y'all niggas piss me off, man.
So from now on, I'm taking my time, and that's all it is to it. I had my last fuck up.
This shit hurts.
Those they don't know. They start making trouble. They're gonna fucking shoot somebody for a second. I don't want that. There's no reason for that,
Got slaps like E Honda, self-esteem charger. Helpless deeds help me breathe stronger. Belief and honor keep me calm with the harmers. My literary styles like crop circles, the farmers. Spiritual body armor on, my arms are long, detachable attachment. Hurt your ass like a flat pinch. Introverted outcast on a blacklist. Y'all whitewash the game and back twist. The magic of a mishap's miraculous. Keep my batch of energy and symmetry with classics. The body's organic, my pistol recycle your chin. Let you up to the point you feeling lightened again. Right as the brim of my hat when catching sunbeams. Come between me and my dreams and I become king. Drum beam with the dumb scheme to become another one of one thing or something. What thing? I could do more for you than what you could do for me. I could do more for you than what you could do for me. I tried it solo. I could do more for you than what you could do for me. Stupid. I could do more for you than what you could do for me. Tapping out metaphors and Morse code. Little goes a long way, like decadent morsels. Incredible core show, banging out the killer meetings. I keep it cold when I'm still a heater, killing speakers. If I see you on the stage, I'll throw you off the shit. Duck Dynasty, so my patent on my esophagus. If the pit is bottomless, then why I gotta miss it? Honest logistics keep me from profiting off the business. I only speak the Tommy when the clip is in. Neutering y'all niggas styles like I got a clip of yo. Propositions got me popping oppositional. Clap you and cooking, your belly flopping on the kitchen, no. Spill your cup of noodle for the bucks as usual. That's just that and with fake humans are using you. I die with the dialect of a hating fan. You ain't never held a string instrument, nigga, try to fret. You don't know the pristine predicament that my mind affects. You ain't never did multiple drugs for a combined effect. I'm a nuisance trying to find a net. If the route is stellar, then I'll probably bite it back. Find the clay. I could do more for you than what you could do for me. Stupid. I could do more for you than what you could do for me. I try to tell them that. I could do more for you than what you could do for me.
Stop making trouble.
I could do more for you than what you could do for me. Darling.
And we back in effect. We back in effect. Stop the share button. There we go.
Shouts to Von Don. Shouts to Von. That's dude from Harlem. That's who made those beats.
Oh wow. What's his name?
Von Don.
Not V Don, but Von Don?
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
Oh, that's V Don?
Yeah, basic dude said he's like an alien version of Alchemist.
Is it V Don?
Yeah.
Damn, he's produced for hella people.
Yeah, man. I
should
discovered
go up
him.
there. We should go up there.
I discovered him through Cambada.
Yeah, he's ill.
I got about 8 bars.
Wicked, can you show my little nephew's graphic just for people?
Yes. Great. Shout out.
You know, who the hell knows? If anybody's out there, this is the young homie.
He definitely is.
Missing. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't speak a whole lot about him, but what I could say is this is real deal. This is what famulation means. This is a young kid that out the blue hit me up, sending me some chop videos of our group with our music in it. Like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, shit, this shit is fire. Like, thank you. I really appreciate it. So, if you can screenshot this, send this to your peoples, until we got confirmation that this young man is found. We need everyone's assistance and diligence, in sharing this, so you can look out for this young man and help bring him home.
All right. Thank you, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
Look, it keeps saying my internet is unstable. Look, I forgot. I had a question for you guys, too. I done forgot. Any breaking news while I'm trying to remember what my question was?
We could talk about we could do the Word to the Wise album sort of callback.
Sure.
Let me grab, I wrote a little thing down about some of the stuff that happened with that album. Hold on.
So, the Word to the Wise, we're looking at ring light is giving too much bling to it. There we go.
All right. So I'll just do a little, Word to the Wise came out 15 years ago this year, that was my second album, and I consider it my first hip hop album. The first album I put out, I wouldn't really say I was rapping on that, nor was I really attempting to. It crossed over into that hip hop field, and it had a hip hop aesthetic, but this second one was like the first hip hop album that I, was trying to choose hip hop beats and write rhymes and rap them. So yeah, let me see here. It's still only exclusive on Bandcamp. It's one of the albums I never put on a larger streaming service. So you got to get it direct. But
I got the tracks here.
I also ended up naming. What's up?
I said, there's the track listing here. You trying to pull that up?
You guys can. I just had some like facts I had written down. I'll pull that up too. But
I got the CD.
Like Word to the Wise is. Yeah, I also named my column after Word to the Wise, the hip hop column I had in the Weekly Volcano, where I covered local hip hop, every week for 2 years. Every week I had a column, and I called that Word to the Wise. And I tried to go hard on that album. Like I had like an A&R person on it, pushing it, and it was right before people were really relying on streams. Like college radio was still a big thing for independent hip hop. And it got album of the year at Chaos in the Olympia radio station, the main evergreen radio station in Olympia. And it got on some national blogs too. I can't remember all of them, but I know one of them was, I think, Donuts and Milk, or does that sound familiar? Cookies and Milk? Something like that. Some sort of like cookie donut milk thing. And I remember like even I had like some labels hit me up about that album and just about me afterwards. Like that's when Koch was big, and they had like regional reps that were hitting people up in the area. And Amalgam, that was like Joe Budden and Saigon's early digital label. This was right when digital labels started to be big. And I remember them hitting me up with things, but it was really just like a 360 deal. I didn't at the time. I was like I was happy they hit me up, but it didn't seem to do nothing. So I didn't do anything about that. But I got to open up for Living Legends and Hieroglyphics off that album on the Northwest leg of their tours, all the way, like once they hit Oregon and Washington and even British Columbia. I'm pretty sure I went up there for that one. And I remember Wicked was at the album release and that was a Wednesday on a Jazz Bones. And I think I sold that out on it was just a Wednesday, but it was pretty crowded for Wednesday. And I had J Bars hosting, I think, and I had Q Dot perform, and Dope Kane maybe, and Santonio Bandanas from Seattle, and Kings from Seattle. And some of those 206 Zulu people came down in their big van. And that was a kind of a big thing, how we ended up sort of building for a little while. And there's like a song that has a Michael Jackson sample on it, and it got kicked off YouTube, but they kept it on like YouTube Germany or something, I think, like that, and it ended up getting like just a random bunch of plays on YouTube Germany. And then now it's back on YouTube now, so I don't know. I really had nothing to do with pulling it or anything. It just is something that happened. But those were just some funny things I had written down, brainstorming wise.
Well, hey, that's excellent. What I can add on here is that it's mostly produced by Xavier Hayes, except we also have Todd Sykes, rest in peace, Shin Tree, who did Lo Siento, which we've played on the show before, and there is a song that there is an unknown producer on, apparently.
Well, let's see.
Number 13.
Are you looking at the credits?
Number 13 says unknown, but Tree did the cuts. So somehow he found a beat, or you guys found a beat from someone, and he put scratches on it. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, I don't know why unknown is the dude's name.
Oh, that's the producer's name.
Yeah. But Jesse. Oh, and this is the first project I recorded with Jesse in Autopsy Room.
Yes, recorded, mixed, and mastered by Jesse O'Donnell. But
that was a big deal. That was a good connection. That was a good first. And Jesse actually added the hi-hats to that unknown beat because it was it was like a poetry MC homie I had from back in the day, and I was just trying to get a good cross section of people I knew besides Xavier. Yeah, and it didn't have a hi-hat on it, so he fucking threw a hi-hat on there. Jesse did.
Did he play it on the drums, or did he just
he programmed it in there somehow.
Yeah, because you never know. He'd have did it. I don't know what he'd have did.
He could have.
It's probably just quicker to program it in.
Did with Xavier Hayes being the producer of the very first poetry album, and then him producing on the second one, was there a, I guess, conversation about you guys heading into a hip hop type situation, or was it one of them things where he was at the time kind of making that sound, and you were like, well, this is what I'm trying to do anyways, this fits?
No, it was honestly, it was all me. It was something I had wanted to do. I wanted to make a hip hop album, and I just told him, man, I'm just going to try to rap more. I mean, in that first album, I did a lot of that kind of like dub style, like Jamaican style. Also, sometimes I did a lot of the poetry a cappella. It was a true album made in that vein.
I see.
I did do some stuff live, but maybe I just would do it live over like a real stripped down part of the track, and they would add stuff later. So I would say I was, it was more. So this album, I just told them I wanted more. I just chose beats that just had more of a hip hop tempo to them, and I just tried to rap them. I don't think I rapped. I don't think I was a good rapper at this point. I don't mind this album. And, a lot of these albums are so far removed from where I am now, topic wise, but even just skill wise. And some people don't like putting out albums as they are like getting better. But I don't know. It never bothered me. I don't care. It's like whatever. That's what I wanted at the time.
I still view them as they're your children. So they all hold different places.
Yeah,
yeah. And it was different back then too. There wasn't you had to kind of drop an album to be considered more than just a hobby.
That's right. Like you did, it's like a watermark for the culture. Like you could say this actually happened.
Yo, we got Boot Hoe in the house.
Yeah.
This was like it made it back in the physical world.
And yeah, and I wanted to
My
get
mic is
that, and
fucked up.
then to make it more hip hop too, I chose not, I did get a beat from Taz Sykes and I think an E-Tree, like you say. I don't have that track listing here, but I tried to broaden the circle at least. I didn't know tons of hip hop people yet. So I got beats from who I could at the time.
Yeah, we got Boot Hoe on the check-in.
Well, I just applied you I just gotta applaud you officially for the Lo Siento track. Even though Tech Nine's, I don't rate him in my top 5, but I've always looked at him for #1 as far as inside out as being an artist. The spilling the guts part. I know in this day and age, like now we would call that like oversharing or, oh, you're trauma dumping on me. But those are my favorite artists, are the ones that can spill. And I looked up to that track for the vulnerability and the honesty. And to me, that's always the hardest tracks.
Yeah, I love that. I love that beat from E-Tree. That was maybe the second round of beats that I had got from him. And I don't know, there's something about, I don't know what that sample was. I never asked him.
Yeah.
Or I might have, but I don't know. I'm sure he probably hopefully knows. But yeah, it's cool because it's beautiful, the beat is, but there's an up tempo dance to it.
Right.
And I don't love doing that. I like talking about what's on my mind, but yeah, it was like whatever. It was like it was like during a breakup, and I think I felt the need, even if it was by others, to like make a song about, some sort of personal growth song. And so I tried to keep it real to myself, but part of me when I was doing that was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not sorry for a goddamn thing. I did everything right. I did everything I felt like I needed to do at the time. I'm not sorry for fucking anything.
That was funny. Look, someone had to log off and log back on. It looked like it's not just me and my internet connection. Nah, but that's good information to know.
Yeah, I mean, an album like that, yeah, you've grown leaps and bounds and you matured, but there's little pieces of that authenticity where that's the ageless parts of these albums that we love and grow with. And even though that's one of your first joints, I could still play that at 80 years old because the authenticity and integrity factor in there. So,
yeah.
Yeah, the skill is there, but the heart, that's what we're playing these things repeatedly for, is it's like we're basically bonding with each other through the music, like Avatar, like how the tails connect.
Okay.
There's when there's that little piece of humanity in that music, we bond through the music. So that's why somebody like Kendrick is up. There's like a really human bond right now with that person and the population. And with Drake, there's like a disconnect just on a human level. And I don't know what he's got to do to figure that out, but there's a blatant disconnect. And as far as the mycelium network goes, man, like we all have the capacity to make things that can plug into these other networks all over the world, just on a human level, and we connect through that genuine integrity and heart.
No, that's shoot.
So I understand why that shit would go in Germany. I mean, it's a network.
Well, what I would say is, yeah, you definitely have improved as far as skill level from here. But I mean, I look at this as kind of a mirror on where, not from where I started, but a trajectory. The skill level where I'm at right now on what I can make now is I'm at my peak ability now. Now my writing doesn't come out as fast. It's been a very troublesome, I'd say, year to year and a half on really actually being able to get something out. But when I am able to, the level that it's at, there might have been certain moments back in the day where I'd hit a stride and have a really good verse on something or have a cool hook here and there, but like now I can do it. Like, so yeah, I appreciate the look backs because it shows improvement. It's just frustrating being at this age, feeling at your best at that skill, and that you're a little bit older than me and May, so.
Dude, we're not at our best. If I think we're more so writers than rappers. So writers, they usually get better with time, man. They get more refined. And if we look at ourselves as like the Hemingways and like the JD Salingers of this, then you
But I
can see
love the performance, man. I love that stage, man. If we can get on the right, if you can get on the right lean, especially with the BLDNDSTRY crew, kill some shit.
We look young and we got energy, but the pen is strong because of our age. Because a lot of the writers got on at a certain age that we're just now starting to hit. Like the wisdom is in the pen. I don't know. I'm looking at it like I'm trying to be the Charles Bukowski of this shit, man. Like, I don't mind being 45, 50, and people find out like, damn, this pen is crazy. I'm gonna tune in just for that sake.
Yeah, I agree. And I think with rapping, I don't think it is, if you're healthy and your voice is still strong until you have like a for real, until your voice gets really weak because you're old, then I do think you can be better all the way up until whenever that happens. It's not like a true physical activity. There is a time where LeBron James's body will not be as good as it was. And
what do you think about Benny Siegel?
I like his new voice. I like that voice.
Yeah, you like him using that tool function to be able to use his old voice back.
Oh, I haven't peeped that.
So yeah, right. Like his vocal cords have been compromised,
right,
because of an injury.
Yes.
So now he's using.
Oh damn! DLC should use that.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's opening up a new channel of thought as far as like the voice being something that's waning or fading. You could initially freaking grab your essence from back then and now put it on something now.
That's interesting. I guess that's really true. That's a possibility now.
Because I just heard Beans on a track and it's old Beans voice, but it's his new pen. But his old voice cadence that we like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah,
because you can't perform
and then
that.
You got Lupe.
You can't go and perform that though. Like,
we don't got time, but Lupe, he's trying to do the endless loop radio station of AI, making rhymes in his likeness. There's a lot of new channels opening up, and people are either going yay or nay with it.
Yeah.
No, there's gonna be people that want to go for that. I mean, But
there is gonna be a constant new range of options for digital technology, audio, chat, rap.
Yeah,
there really is. That's true.
Yeah, like people gotta figure out, like, yo, do I want to build like a little avatar version of myself? Or do I want another likeness of me that'll continue on after my consciousness leaves?
I mean, to me, that's different than using AI to rap your raps right now. Like, I would rather have you come up and rap with the smoking machine. I would rather hear that because that's you. Now, if you came to Tacoma and came to a club to perform and you're rapping with that shit, come on, dog. I would rather see that because I mean I still have the opportunity to see you perform. If I know you just made this song with the AI voice, you can't perform that. Like, it's just a song, and that whole Lupe endless AI loop of songs that's just rap that like what fun
right now,
how fun is that now, I mean, how lively is that? Like the point is, we like Lupe, how he started from pushing skateboard culture into rap to help the merger because he skateboarded. It wasn't because of the rhyme patterns, it was because of you as a character. People liked the song. It was a good song. You had a good sample from the Filipinos. Can't remember the lady that sings the original song, but it was everything combined. But it wasn't because of an algorithmic rap pattern that you can recreate. It was everything combined in a person. Otherwise, we could just have algorithm. Otherwise, we could just make AI rappers and just let them go wild.
I mean, what if though? Like, in 50 years, you're like, you turn on Tupac radio and it's Tupac's exact voice, endlessly creating new rhymes over music blended together by in a DJ fashion.
You don't want to hear
every time you tune in.
You don't want to hear what I would do in that situation. That means we are far gone.
But it's probably gonna happen.
Well, I hope I'm not there at that point. I hope
right. You're gonna be like, do you want to listen to Sean P radio? And it'll be like, Sean P's voice busting brand new rhyme schemes.
How disrespectful is that? What are we talking about? That is, I would be pissed.
Yeah,
I would be pissed.
It's definitely weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
because you can, don't
look. You guys said we're in the Black Mirror episode, the Twilight Zone. Don't encourage it.
I'm just saying, just because you can, don't mean you have to. But that's what we doing out here.
It's inevitable.
Benny Siegel can't perform right now because the mic.
It's not.
Benny
That's
Siegel,
not.
Wait till the mics get better. Wait till that shit is built in the mic, where they got the AI in the mic, where it's like a filter or an effects processor.
Yeah.
Listen, I wouldn't. Listen, I'm not even against that. I mean, people been using the auto tune, like. You're changing your voice. If it's built into the mic, that's cool. But that means you have to be a human and project some air through your flesh body into the microphone to create sound. Once you leave that up to the computer to dictate the writing and the sound creation, because on the internet, it's not going through a microphone. It's not actually recorded. It is generated sound. So it's never been in the air. It's never, all the sound that AI creates has never touched the air. It doesn't, it's digital sound.
It's truly digital.
Yeah, even like, which, I mean,
There's
Yeah,
no
you can
analog.
s- yeah,
It's not analog, not even for 1 second.
yeah, I mean, you can say that, yeah, there's beats programmed into these, beat machines that people created the sound wave pattern. And yes, technically it wasn't a recorded drum hit into a microphone. Yes. But people are playing the beat machines to make the beats. At some point there is a person generating the creativity. At no
Now,
time is that NPC that you got right there. Can you just speak into a microphone and say, I want you to make me a beat that would be, people would know it's a May Dolly beat, but I want it to sound like this and have, like, you can't do that. You have to plug in your cartridge or however you load your samples in. You have to dissect the samples and plug them to the pads in a certain manner and make the beat. Like, that's all work that your brain is doing. Your body is exerting energy to do that. Once we put that into an algorithm, like, it's not creative at that point. It's algorithmic. It's
yeah,
I don't like it at all, one bit. I don't know.
no. But you can do art, you can do graphic design, and there's apps that, but it doesn't stop people from enjoying the art of painting. So,
Look,
yeah,
even John Rutherford said, he said, I could get plugins now that will make up a whole beat with AI. But
yeah,
what's the fun in that?
right. Yeah, I agree. Just because, yeah, most people aren't going to be psyched on that type of art. They won't even call it art. It'll just be, they're like, no, I don't want that hip hop programming. I want some real shit.
But there will be people that go with it. Like, that's why our world is big enough. Our world is big enough to where there's going to be people that roll down that path, and it'll be almost an experiment. And see how things turn out for you, or how the world turns out ultimately, because we're all going to be affected by AI. It's not like anyone, no one's getting away from AI. That's a fact.
Yeah, it'll be like our modern day food where we consume it. A lot of it's fake, but damn, we really do appreciate when we eat that farm raised vegetable or that farm raised cattle. Anything that's pure from the earth, we're gonna love it and appreciate it in the midst of eating the fast food and the bullshit, because they're gonna coexist simultaneously.
Yeah, it's just increasing at this point the pace of us heading down the technology direction, and as we're introducing AI as a component, it means that things are speeding up faster because computers don't go to sleep. There's these AI agents are computing and running nonstop to get whatever they're programmed to do. All I look at is how maintaining some sort of connection, like you said, who do we know that got the grass-fed beef? Like, make sure you got somewhere to get that stuff from. And we're all using AI at this point. There's no way around it. When I send a text message and I type in FAS, it's gonna tell me Fasholi. And then when I hit yes, it's gonna already give me Oski. Because that is a response that I have put in my text enough. It knows that I'm going to say Fasholi Oski in my text. I don't even say it in real life very much, but it's a text message terminology that I use enough. My phone knows my response based on 3 letters. That is AI. It's learning. That's a very low level, but at a certain point, it can learn a whole lot more than just what your text patterns are, but what food you plan to have on this day of the week or this time of the year. Like, I'm not even against it in life. I'm just against it in art. Like, I wouldn't mind having a robot to fucking go hit the grocery store all by itself. It could catch the Uber. It has money programmed into it, so it can call the Uber itself and I just said, look, man, we need some food. I need this, this, and this. And it just goes and gets it, brings it and puts it in the refrigerator. It could even cook the food for you.
Uh-huh.
That's like the real life Jetsons where they had the maid. Except I don't think, did she cook food? She had like an oven in her chest, didn't she? Where she popped out food? Or am I tripping?
Nah, she did. It was something like that. Yeah.
Listen, man. We're talking about art imitating life and life imitating art. Like this is factual shit. Like kids might not know that someone in the 70s, before we even fucking had cell phones, in the 80s, you know, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, you gotta think about the type of shit, the cartoons that we was watching. Some of them, man, the Jetsons,
yeah,
the Simpsons, them predicted a lot of shit.
A lot of that shit was, we know what's gonna happen. We're gonna predictive program you to get accustomed to that and get used to seeing this stuff, so that it's not whacked out and bugging you out when you first see it, because we know that it's here. We're just letting you guys know, like we're informing you. It's like infotainment. I was realizing the 80s were so sci-fied out. Like they're really trying to get us ready for that. And like our generation, we embrace it. Like we've been seeing this shit forever. Like the Stanley Kubrick films and shit. Like I've seen iPads in that movie. I've seen all kind of stuff like that in these movies where subconsciously you're used to seeing it and then you kind of store it away. And then when it finally debuts as a product, you're not like, oh my God, what is this? You're kind of like, oh, it's here now. Cool. It's ready. So the predictive programming of media is a really good tool, man, to get people embraced for what's coming. Because they always know what's coming before you know. Like before the time, by the time you figure it out, it's already out. Long time ago.
And what's fucked up is that there be so much shit in those sci-fi flicks that comes true. It's like sometimes they all exist like in one particular film or something. You can see like 4 or 5 different things, but they don't all come true at the same time, even though they were kind of shown in the same time in the film. Like, okay, the Jetsons, like, motherfuckers been waiting on them real life flying cars for a long time. Now we finally get into some Elon Musk robot shit, like, and that level was at the Jetsons level. Except, we'll have to think back if she could pop a pizza out of her chest or not.
Well, they had smart screens and all that stuff for communication too. I remember.
So, but I'm saying the
like their faces would pop up on their screens, I think, and talk to each other.
Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Wi-Fi, the idea of Wi-Fi, it's not only important right now because we're in modern times. Like that shit was still applicable back then. That technology exists even back then. Like there's the idea that ancient people had Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, man! You just brought up
not because it's a futuristic thing, because it's actually a really simple thing based on how they understand how the universe works. So it's like, man, we're using a lot of technologies that's already been done out. Everybody's used it, and then they kind of release it, but they give you a governor on it. Like it doesn't have the potential that
a limiter,
the version that they have does.
Yeah, it's got
like they downgrade it and give you the simplified version. But these guys got the glasses that look through the walls and all that.
Yeah, they give you the retail version, not the industrial.
They got the drone bullets now that'll turn corners and all that.
Oh shit.
Listen, man, I wouldn't doubt anything at this point. That's why I mean, I just we're at a time where in all honesty, like the amount of work that needs to be done in the world is not as much. And as we start adding these AI things and robots, the amount of actual physical work is gonna start kind of dwindling down, and it's gonna be a lot more social work. Dealing with people, assisting elderly. I know that's something that China's gonna be going through in this next 5 to 10 years, is they got way more old folks than they do young folks, because they had like 1 to 2 decades of a one-child policy. So
right.
so they're in a mismatched situation where even if they had all the young folks just turn into nurses, they still ain't gonna have enough to take care of all the old folks. So they're gonna need these technologies like robots and shit like that to help them, because they're not gonna have enough people just based on the demographics. Now, conspiracy theories suggest shit like the COVID was invented to help balance out a lot of these equations, because America's heading in that same direction where we're living longer and having less kids, like just naturally. There's a percentage or a birth rate ratio that scientifically we have to hit that number to make sure we at least stay steady and not growing. Whereas once you get to declining, I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not against it or for it, but it's just in China's situation, it's a little bit different because the imbalance is so great that it's going to cause a lot of stress. And we don't know how our imbalance is actually. Most people don't do their demographic studies in America. And look at other countries. I don't know. I'm sure you could look up what America's demographics are, but I think China is the most pronounced country because they had an actual policy throughout the country for a long time that has an impact on how many young folks they got. Whereas Africa is like 60% people under 21 in certain countries. Like they got mad young folks coming up, ready to hustle and make it happen. Whoa, man, we went into depth into a lot of good topics.
It sounds like the man that didn't get the Jabberwocky, it sounds like his seed is going to be very priceless, for humanity and just genetics and all that.
Shit, man.
We got to keep these people going. It sounds like that's a fight in itself, right? To keep humanity going.
Hey, it's just going to really turn.
That's all we were supposed to do in the beginning, was to be fruitful and like take care of the earth. That's all we're supposed to do.
Yeah, but if you're planning to dip, if you already got plans to dip, then you're not caring about the earth. If your plans are to dip, you're going to a planet that already went through its phases. Why would some say that's where we came from?
You're going to the old earth. You're going to the old earth. That's already had a nuclear explosion bullshit that happened.
So hey, the times is gonna start getting wilder and wilder. At this point, I'm just hoping, some of the investments that I made, a few years ago during the COVID times and maybe a little bit before, will pay off and help be able to create a separation from, the control, because ultimately we get locked into, I mean, I don't want to get into too in depth. We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube if I go too far. But no, we're actually right exactly at our normal kind of break time. Do you guys have anything that you want to end us with for tonight before I play our ending song to leave us out?
Yeah, I got one. Out here in these streets, we got these food deserts. On the internet, you got to watch out for these content deserts. Make sure you find good content that gives you enrichment. Make sure you learning.
True.
Knowledge.
True. Oh, I'll say that next week we've got a cool guest, Salong, who's running for District 4, I think, of the Tacoma City Council. That's a good look for our show.
Yeah, that's East Side.
Yes.
South End.
And he really reps East Side truthfully and truly. And he's a hip hop cat. I don't know if you met him, May, but you'll be able to tell right away. He spits and everything, but he just has a real professional side to him as well. And I think it'll be cool. People know his name. They'll probably, if they don't tune in live, they'll see it hit him on the show floating around, and it's like I would say it's a level up.
Yeah, man. We in the infant stage right now, man. We really just we got shot out. We're the nut that got shot out. We just made it. We ain't even really got anywhere yet. We're just not even walking.
Spiral. We just broke through the latex.
Yeah, man. We ain't even got nowhere yet.
Upward spirals.
So hey, I'll just say I look forward to our guest next week. I personally, I never heard him spit, but he did have a show at the New Frontier Lounge that had he's from Cambodia, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I believe so.
He had the Cambodian music. I want to say he was DJing too.
Yeah, he's a DJ too.
He was mixing it with some hip hop joints, and then the traditional Cambodian music. All them folks out there was grooving. It was a great event, and I enjoyed being there and being a non-Cambodian person. Just vibing, just watching it. It was nice. I like.
Yeah, he knows how to. He throws dope events. And he's a dope photographer, and he sent me a link to his music one day. I think he's got a Bandcamp page. He was in a crew, like they lived in Salishan. I forget what their name was, but
we'll ask him tomorrow. We'll ask him next week.
Yeah, and it was dope. It was like they were a crew. They were like building and destroying. It was like some Wu-Tang shit. They were all. I don't know if they were like OLBs over in Salishan, but it was thorough.
Well, yeah, well, we might not ask him about that too much next week since he's running for city council. But nah, we had, like I said, we're just getting started. And yeah, the numbers show that we're at least have a solid groundwork foot roll. So I want to thank you two for being consistent and showing up here with me and all the folks that are tuning in. We really appreciate you. If you can, if you had to choose between a like and a subscribe, I would say hit the subscribe button, please. But if you can do both, that extra thumb movement to both buttons, we would appreciate that. And we hope that you tune in next week.
Yeah, thanks for holding it down, Wicked, and all the work that you do during the week. You're basically producer of the show, and I appreciate that. You do a good job. And hosting, man.
Oh, man, we'll at some point, we should be able to get the technical difficulties down to a minimum. I can't promise.
That part of the show is charming.
I can't promise. Okay, well, you can say that. Well, we got
all
two
right,
people
y'all.
watching
I love
us
y'all.
now. Hey, love y'all too.
Have a good week.
We're going to leave out of here with E-Fly out. What we talking about? My name is Wicked Meticulous. This is the Building Destroy Show.
You want to make the perfect cupcake? I'll tell you how. Add just a wicked, AWOL, wise like the sunrise. Yo, fuck the police. The police bust caps here, there, freaking everywhere. Let's feed the Dutch with some bread. Nah, let's feed them with some lead. Amen to that. Yeah, I just said that. In our town, the sky is red. It's raining and thunder and lightning. 24/7. That's not just war to me, that's war to this whole entire country. The Illuminati side is the devil's side. The devil's made man is the man walking with one foot in the grave. You've got a choice. E-Fly out.
Yeah, young E-Fly. Oh, his progression since that recording, you guys would very much appreciate it. Shoot, we never know. He might be one of the next Building to Destroy albums dropping in 2025. The E-Fly solo joint. Who knows? Let's bump this up.
Yeah. Build to Destroy, Hilltop Tacoma. It's Wicked Meticulous, y'all motherfuckers been sleeping on us since the beginning. We started this a long time ago, but we ain't stopping. Motherfuckers thought we couldn't do it again, but here it goes. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation.
You kin to me, my enemy, your enemy. Sisters, brothers from another mother, LOVE. The little that I got, you know it's all yours. Your kids and your nieces, my nephews for sure. If I'm down and out, I know you help me out. Put me back on my feet, help me out, no doubt. Facts. That's how family do. Facts vice versa, I'll do the same for you. Haters mean mugging, haters stay bugging. We hugging, showing love, keep it at 100. Positive vibes, you better know the times. Clock's ticking, we all gotta die. So enjoy each other company, forever tatted on my flesh. B-A-D. Remember, it gotta take a village. We understand that my squad is the realest.
No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation.
I'm out, say tongue with the tongue. Talk vibranium. What's understood doesn't need to be said. Arm, leg, arm, head, arm length aimed at your head. Fill up your thoughts with lead. A wizard magic, I cast a spell. I never tell, I'd rather sit in my cell. Freedom never for sale, I'd rather sit on my bell. My toxin is toxin. I'm awesome when I sauce him. I'm Johnny Cochran, William Van Spronson, Osama Bin Laden when I'm rocking. Bless you, nephew, and peace, my niece. I'm Humdu Allah, grandmama. Pop that collar, grandpapa. All the ratas get the ratata. I shock your chakra. I'm a soldier with the soul of Jah. Bombing ya from Andromeda. I Baruch Ataya while wearing a black baklava. Eating baklava on the block, bucking ya.
No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation. Everything is all famulation. No blood relation, still famulation. Love forms the whole basis of famulation. If you run into some trouble, call famulation.
Substitution emotions and fake imitations. There's no obligations. Vibe moves, get filled relations, connect famulation. Explore my talent since I first heard Mr. Magic Grover Washington. And now I'm in the lab every day like Mr. Poppington. Feeling like my pops again till I start thinking like his son. Visions of my uncle pop in my head. We need to finish what we begun. Run it up a check. Mindset, residual ends and bedspreads. Bed bugs get fed to lamb's bread. When I quarterback Jimmy Plunkett on the tip of a coin flip. Front row scout ticket, fuck a guest list. I meditate with his own of that wedding cake. Garlic cookie scent, mushroom onion taste. When the cherry of this roller resonate. Feeling older from these body aches. Probably body this in one take and probably ain't gonna make the tape. Oh, great.
Hey, we need y'all to go ahead and tap in, search that fucking video on YouTube, Famulation. Help us get over the 1,000 mark. We would appreciate it. This will be the end of the show. Holla at you next